So hey guys, today we have Mohammad Arif. He is having almost 2 years of experience in Spring Boot, Java, and microservices. And those who all are interested to give the same mock interview, please fill out the form below. So let's get started. So hey, hi Arif, how are you?
Hi. Yeah, I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So can you please first introduce yourself?
Okay. My name is Mohammad Arif and I belong from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. I completed my graduation in computer science and engineering. Then after my college, I'm working in a software company. I'm having over like 1.8 year of experience in uh, like for Java Spring Boot domain. I'm working as a backend developer in my company.
Okay.
So this is a kind of a brief introduction about myself.
Okay. Okay. So can you please tell me about your recent project?
Okay, so like in my company, like I'm mainly responsible for handling the motor business. So that's my company do. So actually,
Okay.
whatever the requirements comes up, so like from the filling out the form to the like last issuance of the policy. So whatever the
Okay.
APIs are that are written, I have worked on that API. I have written multiple APIs by myself also, and I have
Okay.
improved other APIs which are written by other developers also. So in my company, I'm currently working on a project that is for motor LOV.
Okay. So it's related to kind of insurance selling
Yeah,
company.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Okay. So, what's your approach to design API? I mean, first, what considerations you take, then all that steps. Can you tell in brief?
Okay, sure. So whenever any requirements for any functionality come up, so
Mm-hmm.
first we analyze that what is the target audience for this. So and
Okay.
then after like we require that whatever the information that we need as an input,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a form or whether it's a like selection of something. So
Okay.
we analyze based on that. So then we decide what are the user inputs that are required from them. So we design we make an analysis of the response, what is going to be the response and what is going to be the input, and based on that we decide what kind of API what kind of methods
Mm-hmm.
of that API should be, and how what should be the input of that, what should the response of type that. So we
Okay.
try to hide basically the necessary information, and we show to you we try to show to the user whatever the like information that he
Mm-hmm.
need actually. So that's all.
Okay. Okay. So, can you tell me what's the return type of any REST API? Generic return type. I mean,
Okay, so
when
mhm.
UI, when we expose the endpoints in UI, so type of data our UI system receive. So what's the generic data type?
so
Yeah, yeah. Go
so
ahead.
like basically we from the Spring Boot we generally return the response in a form of response entity. So in that response entity, like there can be there can be one body. So inside that body, we actually return the response like we return the response in the format of body to the UI. So
Mm-hmm.
we can decide actually what all parameters we can send. It's if it's a sensitive information, then we generally do not prefer to send the we do not prefer to expose the sensitive information to the UI. If it's a
Okay.
like post request or update request, so
Mm-hmm.
we can just mention to UI that data has been saved successfully or something like has been updated successfully, so that UI will get to know that
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this kind of data has been updated or inserted into the database.
Okay. Okay. So have you used ArrayList in your project
Yes, yes, I have used ArrayList in project.
and linked list?
Yeah, I have used linked list also.
So can you tell me the use case of linked list in your project wherever you have used? I mean, what's the use of linked list in your project where you have
Okay.
used? Yeah.
So, linked list is basically it's a connections of nodes
Mm-hmm.
between them. So, like it's a connection, like it's a kind of list only, but
Okay.
the linking happens to through the we generally have data field, and one is the link of the like actually that link is the address of the next node. So we do like that's how the linked list is being formed.
Mm-hmm.
So in my project, we have used it is to like sometimes in store the information of the, suppose there are concurrent number of users, like some number of users we encountered. So to like just to make an update faster. So like if we want to update any customer, so
Mm-hmm.
in the array
The
list
linked list
in
would
the
be
array,
preferred choice.
yeah, link list will be like it because updation and insertion is quite fast than array list in the linked list. So that's how we prefer. So in the data field, we can store the information of the user, and in the link part, we can store the address of the new node, actually,
Mm-hmm.
the new person.
Okay.
So in my project, I have, yeah, I have used to like insert or update the details of the users
Okay.
quickly.
Okay.
So
Okay. So do you know about hash set and preset?
yeah, actually, they are both they are both you are used to store the data in the in a unique fashion, unique manner. So only the unique data is to be inserted into the in the sets. So, but one of the major difference between the hash set and preset, uh, sir, uh, you ask tree set, right?
Yeah, preset and hash set.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So in tree set duplicates are not allowed actually, and like in the and the like one of the unique difference between tree set and hash set is like hash set do not maintains any order, but
Mm-hmm.
the tree set maintains a natural order. Uh, so and there are different use cases of that tree set and hash set. So whenever we want to maintain the insertion, or like when we want to maintain the natural order of the inputs
Okay.
that we are receiving, so we can use tree set. Otherwise, like if we want random, if we just have to work with the data, we don't need any ordering something, so we can use hash set.
Okay. Okay. So can you tell me the changes in internal working of Hmap in Java 8? Uh, because the internal functionalities were different prior to Java 8 in Hashmap. And after Java 8, they have launched several changes in Hashmap. So can you tell me those changes?
Okay, so like before and like after Java, new Java introduction, right? Of Hashmap.
Yeah. So can you tell me the I mean, the root principle of Hashmap? I mean, on which data structure our Hashmap is dependent internally?
Okay, okay. So like basically, the hash map, as far as as per my
Mhm.
knowledge, hash map internally uses double linked list for the implementation of its like hash map is use double linked list as an internal working for this.
So actually, before Java 8, we used to use linked list internally in HashMap. But after Java 8, I mean, onwards Java 8, we just transform these linked lists into the red flag trees. I
Okay,
have
okay,
heard about.
okay.
So now the current
It's
implementation of HashMap is based on the red flag trees.
okay, okay.
Yeah. So do you know about the garbage collection?
Yes, actually, the garbage collection in Java is basically used to clean up the memory which is not being referenced from anywhere in the program. So like this is automatic process. So whenever there is an it is automatically like during the execution of program, it is
Mhm.
automatically being detected that which is the memory which is stored, which is not referenced by like which is not has a valid reference in the program. So like JVM tries to clean it up
Mhm.
so that that the memory can be used by other reference like object references.
Okay. Okay, so you are using Java 8 in your project, right? Or
Yes.
in your company? So, you know, optional in Java 8.
Uh, yes, yes. Actually, optional are introduced in Java to basically avoid the null pointer exception.
Mm-hmm.
So what we can, like earlier, what it was happening, if there is an entity that is user, and if there is one field, maybe we can say name. So if before, like Java, if you try to get the name before checking that it's a null or not, if you'll do just user dot get name, so it may throw that null pointer exception. So, but after
Okay.
Java, what you can do, yeah, but you can do what you can do. You can use optional. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like you can use optionals to like fetch that data. So it will not throw any null pointer exception directly. It will just
Mm-hmm.
store the whatever the response in the optional object. Then you can check whether it's empty or is present. There are two methods: is empty or is present. So based on that, you can make your null checks basically. So to avoid null pointer exception, options are introduced.
So, the next question. Uh, so, which Spring Boot version you are using currently? Do you know?
Uh,
I mean, whether it's
like
start from 3, which Spring Boot version you are using currently in your project?
actually, we are using, I think, 2.7 around.
In 7.
Mm.
Okay, so, do you know about the latest version, 3 point
Uh,
something, you know?
no, no, I'm actually not aware of the latest updates.
So, have you used any design patterns in your project?
Not now, actually. Like I'm just in the stage of learning design
Mhm.
patterns. So
Okay.
as of now, I didn't get any opportunity to like work on that.
Have you learned anyone?
Yeah, I have learned on like strategy design pattern. I have studied it recently. So like in that strategy design pattern, so whenever like it's I'll just explain one use case. So whenever there is a parent class, and it is having some of the methods, and maybe the child class which are extending the parent class, uh, like maybe parent class and some methods. So if the child class are overriding that extend, like if child class are extending that parent class. So if the child class want to provide any specific implementations
Mhm.
by their own, and like if we can say that if one or more the child which are extending the parent class, they have the same specific method. So in that, what we can in that like strategy pattern comes into the picture. So what we can do, we can because this code became a duplicacy code. So what we can do, we can do a reusability, so that
Okay.
we can use, yeah, we can like make that function, make that one special function in make that function in a separate, we can say
Mhm.
in a separate interface. Then we can implement, like it can be implemented by the classes which need it actually. So
Okay.
they can provide their own specific implementations.
Okay. And what about singleton pattern?
Uh, I'm not that much aware, but I'll try to explain whatever I know about singleton. So basically, in the singleton pattern, only one single copy of the object is being created over all the overall among like overall the application.
Mhm.
So it's like just if we if we want to make a database connection, so it happens only one time, like in the whole application. So we can just make it as a singleton, so that it will like if we have to use like database connection many times across the application, so we can like during the only that single copy is being shared to all the resources that need it. So it is used to declare a single copy of the bean over all the application. That's where singleton, yeah.
Okay. So, you were on the multi-threading things, Java.
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Are you aware on the multi-threading things in Java?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes. Like yeah.
so can I
So
can ask questions on the multi-threading? One second.
yes, it's like okay, I'll try to answer actually. Okay.
Okay, no worries. So, okay, so can you please describe synchronization in the context of multi-threading.
Okay, okay. So like I'm not aware of that much of the multi-threading process.
Okay, okay.
So, hmm.
Okay, so how would you handle a scenario where two threads need to update the same data structure? You know?
So in that case, like we can make the process synchronize actually. So so like
Okay.
whenever that like two object like two things are trying to update one resource, so
Mhm.
we can make the process synchronize, and we can set that when like only the only like whenever a person is using that resource, if
Mhm.
he release that thread, then only the second person can access it through the synchronization.
Okay. Okay. So have you used any synchronize or non-synchronized method in your Spring Boot application in your project anytime?
Okay. I have not used, like I have not written it by myself. Uh,
Okay.
like yeah, in my application, I have not written any of the like synchronized code for now.
Okay, okay, no problem. So, okay, now, uh, can you tell me how do you handle custom queries in repositories? So, which
Okay.
database you basically, I mean, are handling
Uh,
to
SQL database we
SQL?
use.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, how do you handle the custom queries in the repositories? So we know
So
there are inbuilt queries like for simple queries we don't need to customize it like patching through ID and all. We all have inbuilt like find by ID something like that. But how do you write the custom queries?
like if you at the repository level, if we want to write our custom query, so like we can write a function. So like suppose we want to find a list of the users based on some condition, whose name or like this, or who has done the payment, all these things. So we can just use like at the rate query annotation above that method. Then we can it accept the like two parameters values, and it accept a value as a parameter. So in that value we can mention that, or mention that query, and we can bind that parameters, like whatever the like two or three parameters like in the query, whichever we are receiving in the argument. Suppose that method takes username and payment done as a parameter boolean. So we can just mention in our, we can write, let's select a star from like whatever the database we are using, we can use it. And like if there is a simple like format like using question mark, we can bind that parameter like on the basis of indexing. So whenever it will make the database call, so it will form the database query, and it will take that parameters which are mentioned on the indexes. So it will make that database call, and we can collect the results, and we can manipulate on this. So that's how we, like using the added query annotations, in we can write our like custom queries.
Okay. Okay. So have you used transactional annotation?
Yes, I have used like transaction annotations
So what's the
that
purpose
in.
of this annotation?
Okay, so basically that transactional annotations are basically used to denote that if a process or if any uh, API is being executed, so whether it will be executed or a whole, otherwise it will be rolled back to the like initial state what it was. So
Okay.
this is the like core principle of transaction.
Okay. Uh, okay. So are you familiar with microservice architecture?
Actually, in my project, like
So it is
I have
monolithic
like
or microservice based?
it's a microservice based architecture that we follow, but I have not like got that much chance to work on that microservice
Okay.
architecture. Like, yeah,
Okay. Okay. So which is better as per you, monolithic or microservice?
actually, as per my knowledge, it depends on the requirement and like the audience which is using it. So,
Okay.
like, yeah, based on the actually scalability and the requirement, and what is the audience for the application that you are trying to make.
So when should we
So,
choose microservice architecture?
I think in the mark like in the when the microservice architecture is referred, whenever you have like largest set of data, and you want actually you want that if there is a change, if there is change in any of the like part of the
Mhm.
data, so it do not affect other part of the data. So basically
Okay.
in that scenario we choose microservice architecture. So if you
Okay.
make
So you
change in any,
means you
yeah,
are
in
saying when we
hmm,
have when we have larger data, we should use microservice architecture.
yes, we can use
We can use.
microservice architecture. Yeah.
Okay, so have you heard about Amazon Prime? So recently they shifted from microservice
Yes, yes.
architecture
So
to
monolith.
monolithic. So, but they have larger data. So,
So
can you tell
like
me
as per,
the
yeah,
reason?
like I don't know like what is the actual reason behind it, but I can just give some idea that maybe I think the based on like in the uh, like they whatever the requirements that are coming from the users, and maybe that can be a reason to change from like microservice architecture to monolith. So basically, we can't decide actually based on the like based on the size of the project that it should be a microservice or a monolith. Uh, it basically depends on the requirement of the like application.
Okay. Okay. So, let me ask you another question. So, let's say your Spring Boot application is experiencing performance issues under high load. So, what are the steps you would take to identify and address the performance?
So first of all, like I can like the main concern I would do in my program. I will just check if there is any memory leakage in my program, which is like reducing like which is making more load on the memory. Uh, so it's because of that performance can be reduced, such that like maybe any streams are open, we can close that. So based on that, we can improve that our performance of the applications.
So, can we disable the specific auto configuration?
Sorry, can you repeat please?
Can we disable any specific auto configuration? Is my voice clear?
Oh,
Uh,
yes, yes, obviously. I'm not aware of that like configuration. I can recall now, sir, that
okay, okay, no worries. So, okay, so moving to the next questions. So, how do you ensure your code changes do not break existing functionalities? I mean, what are the steps you usually take?
so like my code, like my new code should not break the functionality in the existing program. That's
Yeah, that's the question.
okay. So like first of all, like we can like whatever the requirement we have given, and where we have to write, we first analyze that, but that what is the existing function or whatever the existing method that is written. So what is the purpose of that? And basically based on that we like and based on our requirement that what code we have to write, we can
Mhm.
just make like make the things very clear that in which area we should write code, and what are the like necessary conditions to avoid actually the breaking of the program. So we can like first analysis of the code is required before writing any code, and then like we can after once we have written our code, we can just test that the previous functionality is also working, and if our additional functionality that we have added, so like that should be working also. And but the main part is that if our functionality will be removed or will be updated like in the coming times, so that the existing program should not break. So that's the most important thing.
Okay, okay. So, moving to the next question. Let's say you notice that a Spring Boot application you are working on is significantly slower in production than in the development environment, right? So how would you go about fixing the problem? I mean, what are the steps you would take?
So
It's slow in
it's
dev environment, but sorry, it's fast in dev environment, but slow in production. So you know
okay.
about these environments, right? Dev environments, production
Yes, yes,
environments.
yeah, yeah, we know, like
Okay, okay.
so if the like if so first we have to check that what are all the configurations we have done when our program will run into a production environment, so that if any memory users is more at production, because based on the environment level we define our configurations, so
Mhm.
that what URLs to be accessed and what server we need to use. So first of all we can check that what are the configuration that we have done in our properties files, so that are actually basically meant to the production, so we can check over there, the first thing. And the second thing I can recall is we can check we can check for the if any memory users is more at the production level and which is not being used in the production level, so that these are all the things that can make an application slow down as per my perspective. So we can check for the memory leakage, and we can check for the
We can check
what are the
database
config.
queries as well,
Yes, yes,
right?
we can check database. Yeah, we can check database query and we can check the configuration. So these things if we'll check, maybe we can find something.
Okay. Uh, have you heard about circular dependencies?
So, no, actually, I have not heard about the circular dependencies.
Okay, so basically, sometimes while developing any project, so these might occur when one component to dependent on another independent on the same, like A to B, B to
Okay,
C.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah. So sorry, I have encountered this in my in one of my during code.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, I was injecting the bean and in the circular manner from the controller to service, service to JPA, and service to repository, and from repository to service. So it was basically creating a circular structure. So
Mhm.
yeah, dependencies.
So, which version control you use? Like GitHub or GitLab?
Yeah, we use GitHub. I use Git Bash actually for interacting with the GitHub.
Okay. So, how would you revert changes in Git if you accidentally pushed a bug to the main branch?
To the main branch.
Yeah.
So we can first we can check out that main branch, we can check out the main branch. So if we merged by raising a pull request, so we can we can revert the pull request. And the second method is we have a commit ID, so based on that we can use that command git revert commit ID, so it will revert the changes that we have made, that we have pushed based on that commit ID. Then we can make the changes and again push it to the master branch.
Okay. So, what does this rebase mean here? Okay. Things rebase.
Rebase actually, I have not that used much rebase command. So somehow I can relate that it used to point the head to back, maybe if you committed some changes into the master, and if you use rebase command,
Mhm.
then it will point your head back to that previous commit. Uh, of it will point the head of the git. It will point the head of the git back to the commit which you made. Maybe that I'm getting.
Okay. So, yeah, basically, rebase means is like your main branches have higher commits, and if you want to sync your feature branch to the main branch, so we just do rebase. We are not merging our feature branch to main branch. Instead, we are uh, backing the changes from the main branch to our feature branch. Yeah, so I mean, this process is called rebase. Okay, no worries. So now I'll share you some codes